Thousands of travelers who drove through the Anzalduas International Bridge were captured through a facial recognition program.
Yeah, these images turned into data that will be analyzed by private companies. Channel 5's Kristen Colon is in our studio with more.
A test trial facial recognition program implemented by U.S. Customs and Border Protection came to an end. Pictures of nearly 200,000 people are stored. Some might be criminals, others are not. This blue light indicates the facial recognition program was functioning. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection spokesman says although the light is on, the cameras are off.
It was facial images. The systems were set up to capture facial images of persons arriving in vehicles, and the technology was able to capture different images of the same person. Sometimes a person is hard to capture on one image, so the technology utilized several images. That way that person could be truly identified. And it seemed to work out rather well.
It was part of a trial, an initiative for the Department of Homeland Security. It was for added security. 2 lanes were equipped with the facial recognition program. Signs warned travelers. Barrera says since there were only 4 lanes, travelers went through them regardless, some possibly not even noticing.
The term ended, and right now there was 2 companies involved that were working simultaneously capturing the images. So CBP at DHS is in the process of determining who will get the project.
The data will land on private companies' hands. The names were not provided to us. Barrera says every person's face inside a vehicle was captured if you pass through the 2 lanes. Those images will be compared to criminal data to see if there are any links for potential arrests. Channel 5 News spoke to people who travel to Mexico through the international bridges. Every month, Sally Bond goes shopping and goes to Mexico for medical reasons. She does understand why it was done.
Because nowadays I can't tell them apart, the good people from the bad people, and hopefully it'll help protect people.
Esmeralda Adame did not know this was happening. She says she too understands, but is worried what these private companies will be doing with the data.
I mean, if it's bad for bad people, well, then go for it, right? But if it's not, how long and for what? What are they going to do with my information?
Channel 5 News spoke with other travelers, and they said border security was important, but what if this data is leaked? Barrera says Customs and Border Protections want to implement this facial recognition program at all international bridges. That decision won't come until the data is fully analyzed. In the studio, Kristen Colon, Channel 5 News at 6.
Well, the facial recognition program, part of a security measure called biometric verification. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. Barrera says fingerprinting is part of the system. It is used at all ports of entry. Facial recognition right now only being used at major airports and some ports of entry. The plan is to implement it in all ports of entry.